Hey guys, Matthew here. This video, I want to talk to you about how to export geometry from Rhino into Unreal Tournament Engine and a couple of concerns that we want to be having. So the first thing that we need to kind of point out is that this little axis here is kind of Rhino's really special software in context to that. Most other softwares, the Y direction is actually vertical. Like it's actually the Z. So what we need to do is we need to position the object so that its X and Z directions are actually where the ground is and the Y direction is effectively up. To do that, I'm just going to use the rotate 3D command a few times. So I'm going to rotate this so it's now 90 degrees. Voila. And now it's actually lying in the ZY plane. And I want it to lie in the XZ plane. So I'm going to use rotate 3D one more time. And I'm going to go from 0, and I'm going to let it go vertically up. Actually, at this point, it might be easier to just use 4-view. And in top view, rotate it so that it is in the XZ plane. So now it's along the X-axis here, and it's along the Z-axis here, so it's in the XZ plane. And also, it's good to point out that the building's going up in the same direction that the Y-axis is going up. So this will export kind of well now. Second thing we need to be concerned with is to make sure that our unit settings is in centimeters. So if yours is in millimeters, like it most likely would be, go to unit settings and change it to centimeters. So I'll change mine to millimeters and then back again just to kind of prove a point. So I'm going to go to millimeters, I'm going to go OK. And you're going to get this option, which will say, should I scale your model up by 10 units or down by 10 or whatever? So in this instance, I'm going to click yes. And what will happen is the model will become 10 times bigger, because we've changed the units and it's asking the question, should I keep it as the same size as whatever the unit is, or should I scale it so it kind of matches the scale change that you want? So if I go back to centimeters and your model is in millimeters, then on that box you'll always want to click yes to get it to be the right size. After you've done that, we're ready to export the geometry. So I'm just going to type in export. To hit the export command, I'm going to type in my export. And it'll have OBJ options because I didn't export it as the right file type. The file type we want to export it as is a .fbx file. So I've just got to track that one down. Motion Builder FBX, found you. And I want to call it Simpsons House, right? Because I'm working with the Simpsons house. So I'm going to go and click Save, and it'll give me these options. Now, I'm going to change the material as Lambert, just because that means everything's being exported as a flat material. These things should kind of be changed in Unreal at the end of the day anyway, and I'm going to let it export NURBS objects as meshes. And I'm going to go OK. And then it'll ask me, how do you want me to mesh the polygon? And I'm just going to leave it as is. If you're finding weird things are happening, you might want to get into the detailed controls. But if super curvy things are looking blocky, you want to pump that number up. Seeing we've just got the Simpsons house, you know, just a standard kind of mid-range would be fine. I'm just going to click OK. And it'll make that FBX for me. And that's what we want to import into Unreal. So that's all for this, and I'll see you in the next video. This project was supported by a UTS Widening Participation Strategy, First Year Experience Grant, funded through the Australian Government Higher Education Participation and Partnership Program. The videos were produced by Matthew Austin and Adrian Taylor.